Welcome to the Sir Ty Experience. I'm the host, Sir Ty. I'm so honored to have pretty much a legend seated next to me. This wonderful person is an amazing songstress. She is a two-time Grammy winner, affiliated with the Arrested Development Group back in the day, and she's been on The Monique Show, David Letterman, Dancing with the Stars, and she's now here on the Sir Ty Experience. We want to welcome the amazing Miss Eshe.
Oh, thank you.
Doing? So what's going on?
Man, I'm just here with you on this lovely day. Excited.
Awesome. Let me just first say thank you so much for coming out, for doing the show, for taking the time. Because let me tell y'all, she's doing a lot of stuff. So I'm just so honored that you're here and that you graced us with your presence.
Oh my God! Now I'm just grateful that you asked me.
Come on now, why
no,
not?
I mean seriously.
I was a little nervous. I was a little nervous. I'm like this, hey, But
No. I'm real down to earth. So It's all good. I appreciate you having me. This means a lot to me. Thank you to the viewers.
Y'all watch.
Yes.
All right, so let's get into it. So Arrested Development. Can you tell us how did the name start?
Well, actually, it's funny. Speech had a friend that had a rock band back in the day, and he named the group Arrested Development.
Wow.
They broke up, and so Speech asked him could he use the name.
Okay.
And the guy was like, sure. And so when we first got the name, it had no meaning to it, no relevance.
Okay.
But later on, he wanted to put a meaning in the black community and how we were in a state of arrested development. And we called our music life music.
Gotcha.
So all our music would have conscious messages and things of that nature. So that became the mantra for the group.
I guess the first question I should ask, how did you all come together? Because it's not just one, it's not two, it's a many.
It's about 50, no.
I was like, 1, 2, 3, yeah.
I mean, it's a crazy story. Like, I joined the group when I was 13.
Okay, wow.
Yes, and a gentleman by the name of Ian Burke. Ian Burke has done a lot in the Atlanta area. Yeah. He had something to do with TLC. I mean, the list goes on and on. Arrested Development. And my sister, my only sister, my older sister, her name is Yankita. Okay. She's a dancer as well. Well, was a dancer. She don't dance no more.
Wow.
All she do is this.
All right.
But she was dancing at the time, I think, for James Brown.
Okay.
And they
get on the good foot.
Right, exactly. And they told her about it, and she was like, "My little sister does African dance, so she would be a better fit." Wow. And I went and auditioned for Speech and Headliner, and it was weird. We were in some room. I just remember it was a white room, and they were just looking at me like. Wow. And they were in college, and I was in middle school.
Yeah.
I was like in the 8th grade.
Wow.
And they were at the Arts Institute, and I went and I auditioned for them, and that was it. And everybody else, it's just weird. Everybody had their own little story. Gotcha. It kind of just organically happened because in the beginning, it would just be like Speech and Headliner. They were the founding members, and then I came along, and so we would just have people come on stage with us. Like, so if you wanted to come on stage, you just could come. Anybody. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. And it was just kind of like a big jam session, a big country jam session.
Okay.
And then later on, I think after I joined, then some years later, early Tari, then some years after that was Razadon and Dion. I think they were the last to come into the fold. Baba OJ, the elder, he went to college with Speech in Milwaukee. Wow. But even what's crazy with that, he raised Speech's parents. Isn't that crazy?
Crazy.
And so he knew Speech before Speech was even a speech.
Before it was spoken.
Right. So it was crazy. So everybody came into the fold. It's just in a very, very organic way.
Okay, so how was like the signing, or when you guys got to that moment? Like, who discovered you guys? How did you know that this is about to happen? We're going into the studio.
Honestly, for me, I never really knew when that moment came.
Yeah.
Because I was just like a kid, and I just wanted to dance, and I was very passionate about dancing and the arts. So for me, it was just like, I'm doing this because I'm having fun.
Yeah.
They, speech and hairline, of course, because they were older and they knew exactly what they wanted to do. Their whole outlook on it was totally different from mine. You know, I was just doing this because I was like, oh, this is a cool, eclectic bunch of folks, so let's do this, you know. That was it. And so I think when I was about 15, I know that's when Speech and Hairline flew to New York, signed a deal, and that was, rest is history.
Wow. So coming up with the music and like writing songs and the development of like pretty much the first album. How was that? Like, I know you guys organic and, you just kind of flowed. Did everyone, participate, or was it like just, okay, you write this, I'll do this?
Well, with Speech, because he was the lead vocalist, he did most of all the writing and producing. He kind of came up with the sound. Headliner did some things. And so everybody would come in and bring their different elements, because when I first joined the group, I sang, but I came in more as a dancer. Gotcha. So I sang, but then I ended up, and see, I'm about to take some folks back. Wow. I had to learn how to do sync the keyboard, the DAT machine. Wow. I had to do back in the day, you press play on the DAT machine. It was like different how it is now. So I had to learn all these different things, because Arrested Development wasn't just a group of people on stage like rapping and singing. It was instruments and things of that nature. So I would get a tambourine sometimes, or this instrument or that, so it was interesting. But Speech, like I said, he was definitely the brain behind Arrested Development. It was really his vision and what he wanted. So So later on, later years, in the latter years, I began to write and do lead vocals and stuff like that. So,
Awesome. So with the band Arrested Development, in a couple of words, what would you describe the mantra or the main, vision behind the group?
Oh, my goodness. Definitely, well, I would say a lot of different things, like I say, about Arrested Development. Family. Yeah. Number one, because it was the type of group, you had all these different characters that represented the Black community. Gotcha. Or even to me, a worldwide community. It just so happened we're African American. You know what I mean? But I mean, a lot of the fans are Asian. They're white. They're all ethnicities. Yeah. And they would enjoy the group, and they would say like, wow, I could connect with you. Exactly. I see myself in you, or this person or that person. So definitely family. And I would say bringing awareness on a social level, an economic level, a conscious, just making you think and making you think beyond your boundaries. More
than music.
Right. Yeah. What you've been exposed to. To me, Arrested Development also opened people's minds from a musical aspect, because it was a gumbo of stuff. Sometimes it would be folk, sometimes it would be reggae, sometimes it would be blues, sometimes it would just be a bunch of stuff, just like what we feel like doing today, It was like so eclectic. And so that's what, always was very interesting to me, because I got introduced to so many things when I was in the group, like Sly and the Family Stone, and because to me, Arrested Development reminds me of a hip-hop Sly and the Family Stone. And so, and I never forget, I have to tell you this story. Don't laugh at me, you guys. Don't judge me when I say this, okay? Don't judge me. But I never forget, we were in the car, we were in a van going somewhere. We might have been in Cali or somewhere. And I'm a kid, so understand this. I was a kid, okay? So they're playing Sly and the Family Stone. Okay. I'm everyday people, all this. And I said, wait a minute, they stole our song. Everybody was in the car, was like, shh, don't ever say that out loud. They said, no, we stole their song. I was like, oh, really? So, it was just funny, little stuff like that, because I was just so green, But I mean, it just opened me up to like Fishbone and groups I never heard of, and it was an amazing experience, because again, Arrested Development was it was just eclectic, and it's like, then it's this Afrocentricity, then it's hippie-ish, then it's like all these different elements, so it was, I felt, in a lot of ways, I felt free as a young woman coming up, not having to be caught up in the stereotypes. So you got to have this length hair, and you got to do this. I shaved all my hair. Okay. And and I enjoyed that freedom, that the freedom to just kind of be different. I like that. So yeah.
Okay. So with all of the different personalities and so many people being in the group, like how was it? You know, everyone that you can talk about. Was it, you know, unity? Did you guys get along? And
I mean, you know, just like in family, you have your days. You know, some days we were all on the same, you know, boat, and other days we were all on different little bitty boats. So, you know, we got along, but then we fought, then we disagreed, then we agreed to disagree. Then, you know, sometimes we weren't speaking and sometimes we did speak, you know. So, I mean, we went through all that, and then we were very young when we got into the industry. So this industry is a beast. And if you are not ready for it, you know, but it's not like, it's just like becoming a parent. You don't get a book, okay, here's the handbook. This is what you do. You know, it's just like you learn through trial and error, through a lot of stuff. And I remember learning the nasty part of the business. You know, I think for me as an artist, the beauty of the industry is the creative aspects and performing and being honest as an artist and true as an artist to your art and having integrity in your music. For me, that's the joy. But the business part,
something totally different.
That's a whole another thing. But it's like, I mean, in truth be told, in this business, it is probably 90, I wouldn't even say 95, more than 95 business. And then the rest is just creative.
Wow.
And that's the crazy part. And as an artist, I know for me, you have to handle your business, but I was like, I don't, you know, it kills your creativity a lot of times because it's so crazy.
And contracts and dealing with personalities and business matters and road managers.
It's crazy.
And
then even having to deal with yourself as a person and experiencing fame, because fame is not natural. It's not. That you go, everywhere you go, somebody knows who you are. And I remember, like, back then, I was a kid, so I'm still riding MARTA. You know, I'm still, like, walking. I remember after I got my Grammys, I came home, and my mom was like, I'm going to need you to go down to that corner store. I'm going to need you to go get some juice. I said, yes, ma'am.
Oh, why are we all waiting so long? I'm suffocating.
Hey, and welcome back to the Sir Ty Experience. We are chatting it up with Ms. Eshe here at the Sir Ty Experience. So you was telling us before we went to break about the whole fame thing, and you know, after you won the Grammys, and you still was like, hey, I'm still me. You know, so how was that transition, knowing that okay, I am who I am, but I've reached a level of stardom?
Well, you know what? It's funny because fame just creeps up on you. It really does. And I remember us going to sleep one night, and then we woke up the next day and we were like famous. And it was weird because I would go to stores and people would be screaming, and then I'm screaming with them. I'm like,
what's going on?
You know, black folks.
Cool, I'm a screamer.
You know how we do.
Very good.
Somebody running. Why we all running? You know, we running together. We gonna run and ask questions later.
Good. Who? Why we chucking? Where we going? Where we going?
So I would say they're screaming for me. I remember going to Lenox Mall one time and standing in one spot for 2 hours signing autographs. Not that I mind doing it, but I was like, wow. And I remember I would go to stores like Family Dollar or, you know, Target or something, and people would be like, what you doing in here? I'm like, same reason. You in here?
Okay.
Come to get some stuff. You know? I mean, but people just, I guess they have this perception like when you're famous that you don't do regular things. And I was like, I'm very regular. And, you know, also, too, I think for me, back then, the money that you can get now, I mean, you can make a lot of money then, but it's on a whole nother level now.
Yeah.
Like, the stuff that wasn't cool back then or the streets weren't feeling, everybody doing now.
Okay.
So, like, you couldn't be caught dead being a hip hop artist doing any type of commercial.
Wow.
Like, you know, being endorsing any product unless it was something that was considered hood,
rugged,
street.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like now everybody got cologne and perfume, and I'm not mad.
Yeah.
We have evolved. But you know what I'm saying? It's just now, like, I never really made a Google album money.
Got you.
You know what I mean? So also, too, I just did it for the passion and all of that. So, you know, fame is just, I like going to the store and get my own stuff.
Okay.
And I like, you know, floating in and out.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I like being amongst the people. So, you know, and it's funny, even now, sometimes I go in stores, people are like, did I go to school with you? I know I didn't go to school with that person.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, did we?
Yeah.
Really?
I gave you a pencil.
Right. And I mess with them.
Yeah.
And then they say, no, I know you. And then I say, I know you know. Arrested Development, I say, yeah, and I just laugh.
Yeah.
I like playing with people sometimes. But you know, it's just, it's cool. But I don't chase the fame. I do it for the passion. Like, I could care less about that, for real.
And that's something that I noticed when we first met. We actually met at a film festival, the Peachtree Village International
That
Film
was so
Festival.
fun.
And I interviewed you on the red
Yes, you
carpet.
did.
And it was something about your spirit that I just love.
Thank you.
And the question that I want to ask, because a lot of people once, you know, they cross over or they make it, it's kind of like they're consumed by Hollywood. So how do you keep the balance, or how do you maintain your, you know, being authentic and just being real?
Well, you know what? It's like, honestly, I have to say my family, God and my family. And when I say family, I'm also saying friends too.
Okay.
You know, we keep it real.
Yeah.
We keep it real.
Yeah.
You know, and I guess because I've seen just me, like when we were out, it was people I really, really loved.
Yeah.
And then I would go up to them and I was like, man, oh my gosh, I'm meeting so-and-so. And they were so nasty. And you're like, dang, I looked up to this person like for years.
Yeah.
And then when you get to see how they really are, it makes you say,
Not so
you
much.
know, they're not really that nice, you know.
Yeah.
And I never want to be that person.
Wow.
I mean, and you know, just everybody, to be fair to celebrities on that end, I get it, because you get some people that's like really crazy.
Yeah.
But then you get some people that's just really not. They just want to be
Just,
close to you or whatever. So I understand it on both
Gotcha.
ends of the spectrum. But I know who I am. I know whose I am. And because I understand that, I know that my blessings aren't just for me.
Yeah.
It's about God put me in a position to make a difference,
Exactly.
to change the world.
Yeah.
And it's not about me. And, you know, me. It's about what I can do to leave a legacy.
Exactly.
And that's what it's about for me, for real. Like, anybody that knows me will tell you that's real.
Wow.
Like, I could care less about all the other stuff.
She must be in my notes, because that was like on page 4. So since you brought it up, because my whole team and everybody knows me, I'm big on legacy, because I read in your bio, you said that you made a footprint, but now your goal, your mission is to leave a lasting legacy.
Yes.
So how important is that for you?
It's very important, because I praise God for my mother. She's so awesome. Her name is Billy Gaither, and my mom taught me how to dance. My mom was one of the first black she had the first black dance schools here in Atlanta. And she owned a dance school for 35 years. Wow. And the reason why I'm talking about her is because she passed the torch on to me. Wow. Because my mom taught me how to dance. She nurtured the talent. And also CeeLo took dance from my mom.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. What you say?
Okay?
Yeah.
Carlos. Okay? But I mean, it's like she saw what God gave me, the natural ability to dance.
Yeah.
And as a mother,
Gotcha.
not just as a dance instructor, she said, okay, because all of us dance, my sister, my brother, but I'm the only one that still dances.
Okay.
So she said, it's something different about my little one.
Yeah.
I was the youngest. So she said, okay, I'm going to nurture that. And so her legacy is living on through me.
Wow.
So if I had never gotten taught that first step by my mom, I would have never been in Arrested Development.
Wow.
It would have never happened. And that was the reason why they liked me, because of what God gave me and what my mom nurtured.
And that opened the door.
Pretty much. And so for me, it's very important because I mentor a lot of people, not just in dance, but also I have people that are in music now, other artists. They're like, can you just show me the way and teach me things? And so it's important because when I'm gone to glory, they're going to still be here. And okay, Miss Eshe from back in the, she taught me this, she da-da-da-da. And that's how your legacy lives on. If you don't teach anybody anything, if you don't share your gift, how your legacy gonna live? And that's real. We are still talking about Alvin Ailey is still, look what, see, and a lot of people, that's one of my favorite companies, dance companies. But he started that, a lot of people don't know this. He started that company because he had a vision and a dream to give back.
Yes, wow.
And my mom, she remembers like when they first started, and she was like, I remember the Ailey dancers would come to her aunt taught her how to dance. She said, I remember them coming and taking dance from my aunt. This was back in the day, And he started off with 15 people. And from there, they evolved into what it is today. And look what it is today. That's a worldwide company with, it used to be all just African American. You got white people in Ailey, Asian. I mean, it's not a place on planet Earth that have never heard about Ailey.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying? So that's a legacy.
It is.
But that's what it's about. You know, I don't want my legacy to be, oh yeah, she just dropped it like it was hot. You see what I'm saying? I don't want that to be my legacy. I want people to say, honestly, okay, yeah, Grammys and all that's important, but she touched my life.
Exactly.
She showed me something that I could carry on in my life to be a better person, a contributing person, member to this society, this very short time that God gives us on earth.
Exactly.
That's what I want people to say about me. And you know, I want people to say she's a good person. She a person of integrity. She had a good heart. Blah 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 blah. You know, like all the dancing and that's secondary.
It plays a part, but
it does. But it's about your character, your heart. For me, so legacy, vision, and legacy is very important to me. Very very important.
And it's so important that you say that we have so much to do.
Yeah,
There's
we do.
So little time.
Yeah, you better preach
to accomplish it, and we have so many forces and barriers and blocks in our way.
That's right.
But as you have gone through what you've gone through, like so many hurdles that you have, had to jump and leap across, and that you're sitting here today, and it's like I'm just trying to take it all in. I'm really trying to calm down, but it's like it's so much that you've done, and that I mean, we can sit here for days and still not even talk about all that you've accomplished, all that you've mentored, and the
and
seeds,
it's still so much I want to accomplish.
Yeah.
I honestly, because I started so young. I mean, that was just like a little tip. You know what I mean? And I tell people it's so many dimensions to who I am as a person. But honestly, what really, really does my heart good is mentoring. That's what I love. Like, I'll mentor over doing anything probably first. I really love mentoring people. I love it.
I'm going to have to turn in my package because I want to be one of them students.
I love it. I love my kids. They drive me crazy sometimes. They give me a couple of gray hairs, but I love them. I do. I really, you know, one of the students that I taught some years back, he got a full ride to a college in Tennessee. I mean, that kind of stuff. And then he writes back and says, Miss Eshe, I miss you. You know, that's to me, that's beautiful. I mean, you know, and so I'm like, I love mentoring. I really, really, really do like working with young people. And the ages that I'm working with now is probably like my daughter's age. She's 9 all the way up to maybe like 25, 26.
Amazing.
So it's not just little kids, you know what I'm saying? And I'm honored that they respect me and I respect them. And I mean, I went to go see one of my mentees. She performed with a rock band the other night. And it's like, now they're evolving into music
branching
and dancing
off,
and doing this and writing. And I'm like, wow, I had something to do with that.
On
That's
that
a
note,
blessing.
Miss Eshe is making a difference, not in just the community, but her industry as well. We'll be right back. Stay tuned because we have a lot more to talk about.